So under the plastic waste management regulations, government has mandated 3 key circularity obligations on the PIBOs. One is reuse, another is minimum recycling, and third is minimum use of recycled content, which erstwhile we call it PCR. All these 3 targets you can see on the screen starting from 24, 25 and 25, 26 onwards, wherein every year the percentages increases. For reuse, it is applicable only for brand owners, and it is applicable only for the rigid packaging. And a very important thing to note here, for the PCR compliances, the imported recycled material cannot be claimed. So these are the 3 circularity obligations. So basis the frameworks and current mechanism available, the UReP PCR targets are to be arrived at the category level of plastic packaging utilized in the previous 2 financial years averaged out. You can see an example on the screen wherein category 1 usage sample usage numbers has been taken for 2 financial years 23-24 and 24-25 to calculate the total average consumption for 25-26, and on that consumption the further the UReP target or the PCR target percentage of minimum use to be applied to calculate the minimum PCR target what the company has to fulfill. So you can see the sample illustration which will help you understand this, how this will be calculated. So there are 3 major things which the companies and the PIBs need to take care about in terms of the compliances. The first is that the recycled resins which we are procuring has to come from a registered and authorized recycler under PWM, and they need to adhere to the standard 1453 for recycling. Second, the recycled the packaging wherein the recycled materials are used, they need to have a marking labeling specifying the percentage of recycled percentage used, as well as the polymer code as specified under the BIS standard and the PWM rule. Third very important thing which we need to understand is the percentage which we are going to claim also needs to be verified through a chain of custody model and a traceability model, which is specified under the BIS standard of 14534 2023. And on top of that, a very important caution is that if somebody claims this recycled percentage on the CPCB portal, it will immediately can attract CPCB audit to verify your claim of usage of recycled content. So yeah, these are the important compliances under PCR compliances mandated under PWM. So there are good opportunities and risks also involved in doing the PCR compliances, claiming the PCR compliances. Opportunity starts with a very interesting thing that their EPR targets will reduce, because the current EPR target methodology formula is accounting for the virgin plastic what we are using for our packaging, and you can see on the screen the clause wherein the target formula has been provided. Further, the PIBOs can generate extra credits for the recycled content utilized over and above their compliance target, and that is an important which they can trade and which can generate revenue. Also, they can make a sustainability claim that they are making, using recycled products and content in their packaging, which can be utilized in their sustainability reporting and claiming it out to the world. While there are risks attached to it, one is it will immediately track CPCB or regulatory audits. Second, there are high chances of misreporting related to the percentage utilized, as well as whether the source is PCR or PIR. And there are other challenges also attached to this PCR compliances, like other regulation challenges like FSSAI restrictions, drugs and cosmetics, and many more. So these are the broad risk and opportunities for relevant with the PCR or UReP compliances. See, currently in the globe there is no such lab-based mechanism verification available or authorized mechanism available through which a recycled content can be estimated. In absence of that, globally, specifically in Europe and in India also now, through this BIS standard, which paves the way to verify how the recycled content can be ascertained. And this has to be done only on the one mechanism which is called traceability. And even in the BIS standard, they have provided this particular standard of traceability and the chain of custody model, which the supply chain partners need to adopt to ensure that traceability can be done and the percentage can be ascertained. There are formulas given to calculate the recycled percentage utilized in the packaging. I'm very glad to say that our team has been successfully able to conduct and verify the claims of multiple suppliers and the entities in India, and glad that this can be shared as a learning with a lot of companies to adopt the same. So let me start with what is UReP. So UReP is a short form, stands for use of recycled plastic, and in the PWM rules they have mandated minimum percentage use of recycled plastic as a compliance mandate. Now this UReP does not talk about whether the source of those recycled plastics needs to be post-consumer or post-industrial waste sources. However, that segregation is provided under the BIS standard, which I mentioned in the previous question 14534. Now in the industry, everybody is currently using PCR as a synonym to define UReP compliance target, but it is not the same thing. PCR signifies that you have used the recycled content from the post-consumer waste sources, while that might be true. So I highly recommend everybody to start using the word UReP instead of PCR, which might be misleading and might put you in the certain significant misrepresentation. So let's be safe and say UReP, what government has put a name to the use of recycled content.